key markers to longevity is keeping your glucose and insulin low. Oxidative stress will accelerate aging, it will increase inflammation, it will make you more vulnerable to the virus.
Meet Dr. Mindy Pelz, a top nutrition and functional health expert and a best-selling author. She is a recognized leader in the alternative health field and a pioneer in the fasting movement. In this video, we highlight the top 10 foods she stops consuming to lead a healthy life and promote longevity. First, let's take a look at the science behind why the following foods are to be avoided.
One of the key markers to longevity is keeping your glucose and insulin low. If you have blood work, what you want to see is a hemoglobin A1C that's under 5. You want to be closer to 4.5 for graceful, energetic aging. When you have a metabolic situation and a deficient microbe, you have a body that is aging quicker than it needs to age. It all comes down to that simplicity. Oxidative stress will accelerate aging, it will increase inflammation, and it will make you more vulnerable to the virus. And there is one food, you guys, like one food that science keeps saying over and over and over again that is creating more oxidative stress than any other. And it is the food you've got to get off of. And that food is fructose. Fructose is just a fancy term for sugar.
The first food Dr. Mindy Pelz avoids is refined flours and sugars.
Refined flours and sugars. Man-made carbs are going to put on weight. Nature's carbs are going to help you lose weight. Eat nature's foods. Things that come from the ground are going to be way better than things that came from commercial warehouse. Just because we call them a carb doesn't mean that they're the same thing. So really look at the refined flours and sugars. It doesn't matter if it's gluten-free or not. The more we process flour, the more we process a sugar, what we're doing is we're bringing up that glycemic index. So if we're eating refined flours and sugars, you're really spiking your sugar burner system, taking it much longer. You have to get fast a whole lot more to be able to move you over into this fat burning system.
Of the refined carbohydrates, Dr. Mindy avoids wheat.
Wheat bread. First is the way that wheat is being grown, at least here in America, is that it's a new hybrid of wheat. And inside that wheat is a toxin called Bt toxin. And Bt toxin is made as a way to kill an insect when it comes to the wheat strand. If an insect goes in, starts to munch on the wheat kernel, that insect will die. So that's what Bt toxin is supposed to do, is it becomes a way of killing. It's like a pest, it's like a natural pesticide that is built within the wheat that we're growing right now in America. Other parts of the world may not be growing this new hybrid. But here's the challenge with Bt toxin, is it also kills the microbes in our gut. So when we eat meat, we're decimating our gut health. So that would be the first reason. The second reason that I don't eat wheat is because of glyphosate. So here's the deal with glyphosate, is that wheat is heavily sprayed with glyphosate. And glyphosate also kills the microbes in our gut. Glyphosate creates a leaky gut situation, and glyphosate goes up and pushes heavy metals deeper into our brains. It's just not a worthy exchange. Don't get me wrong, I love the taste of wheat bread, but I'm not willing to change my gut microbiome. I'm not willing to have a leaky gut situation that tanks my energy, and I'm definitely not willing to drive heavy metals deeper into my brain, affecting my hormonal production and mental clarity. It's not a worthy exchange, in my opinion. One of the challenges we have with wheat bread, and this was actually some interesting studies that were done out of the Journal of Clinical Nutrition that showed that people who ate wheat bread actually ingested 400 more calories every day than people who didn't. And it was really centered around gluten. So it's more than just bread, it's anything with gluten in it, because gluten can be a stimulator of appetite. But the way I look at it is when you eat it, there's going to be 30 seconds to a minute of pleasure, of taste, but then you've got all these adverse reactions that happen that you're now going to have to deal with.
Next food to cause the adverse reaction is diet soda.
Diet anything. So specifically something with NutraSweet in it. And here's the challenge with NutraSweet. A, it's an obesogen. An obesogen is a chemical that will block insulin receptor sites. It'll make you insulin resistant. So the first thing is that it moves you in the direction of insulin resistance. The second thing that it does is it spikes hunger. So there's a ton of research showing that NutraSweet, when it goes up into the brain, will stimulate the hunger hormone called ghrelin. And when ghrelin goes up, hunger goes up. And all of that happens from a chemical that we think we're doing to reduce calories down, and that ultimately is going to help us with weight loss. And it doesn't.
A lot of you have asked me, like, can I have diet soda in my fasting window? And the answer is no, because NutraSweet is an appetite stimulant. I also ate a lot more than I ate now. In reality, what you're doing is you're promoting appetite, and a lot of times the NutraSweet will throw off the microbiome, and your microbiome actually controls your blood sugar. If you don't have those good microbes to bring blood sugar down when you eat, you're going to end up with elevated blood sugar. So don't fall prey to the NutraSweet. Don't fall prey to the diet soda. Get it out, especially if you're trying to lose weight.
Next is juice.
Orange juice. Everybody thinks I'm going to have a glass of orange juice in the morning. It's going to be so healthy for me because it raises vitamin C. I have no idea where the orange juice, lobbyists are out there, but somehow we got it nailed in our brain that this is healthy and you got to get rid of it. And let me tell you why. Look at this as a cup of sugar. It's literally a cup of sugar. When you drink it, your blood sugar is going to spike, and then it's going to crash a couple hours later. And it's going to put you on this massive metabolic up and down, and that is absolutely destroying your insulin levels. I'm going to even go as bold as to tell you that orange juice is making you insulin resistant. And the fact that you would have it in the morning is setting you up for a day of metabolic failure.
Aside from orange juice, juice cleanses are not as healthy as one might think.
Juice cleanses. The only juice cleanse that I could see that is metabolically okay would be like a green juice cleanse. But the minute you add in fruit, you're now tipping the scale away from this fat burner into a sugar burner. So when we add the pineapples, when we add apples, when we add oranges, and we juice those, you're getting more than the actual fruit itself. So if you're going to do a juice cleanse, it's got to be green juices. That's it. Even beets and carrots are going to be high in sugar and keep you over here in the sugar burning energy system. So juice cleanses, although your stomach may flatten because you're not eating, they're not a long-term benefit to weight loss.
Next food Dr. Mindy avoids is fish.
I'm going to give a little bit of the reason why I don't eat fish, and then I'll tell you when I do, because I still eat it a little bit, because fish is my absolute favorite. Unfortunately, our oceans are so polluted that many fish now have heavy metals in them. So some of the bigger ones, like like tuna and mercury, a lot of mercury in tuna. So as somebody who's detoxed a lot of heavy metals out of her body, someone who cares about her hormones, tuna's just not on my list. And I used to eat a can of tuna like every couple of days. Tuna fish sandwiches were my favorite. I'd order tuna out at restaurants. So tuna's not around in my life anymore. So we have to realize that there are certain loads of heavy metals and plastics in our fish because our oceans are so polluted. If you go to the Monterey Bay Aquarium's website, they actually have a list of the fish that are the least toxic compared to the ones that are the most toxic.
Next is conventional fruits, which may surprise you.
Conventional fruit. Apples and bananas are kind of the biggies that I used to just, anywhere I went, if I saw an apple, I picked it up and ate it. Apple a day, kept the doctor away. Not anymore. Because what we know about conventional fruit is most of it's genetically modified. And in the genetic modification process, the vitamins and minerals are just not there. It is a dead food. I will eat fruit from a regenerative farm. I go to my farmer's market. I have this incredible place that has these Newton apples that are just to die for. They come in the fall. I have an apple tree at home. I'll eat that.
What is a regenerative farm? A regenerative farm is a type of agricultural operation that focuses on restoring and enhancing the health of ecosystems, soil, water, and biodiversity, often through practices like crop rotation, cover cropping, and minimal tillage. Regenerative farming enhances the soil's ability to retain nutrients, which can lead to crops with higher levels of vitamins, minerals, and other beneficial compounds. Next food to avoid is oatmeal. Instant oatmeal.
It's the instant oatmeal that is the worst. I don't care if you're buying it from the healthiest store in the world. What we find with anything that's instant is that it's not going to have as much fiber in it. These tend to typically have some sugar in them. This one I actually bought from a local health food store, and it had coconut sugar in it, plus a couple other like interesting sugar substitutes in it, still is going to spike your blood sugar. Because it's instant, it has been refined, so there's less fiber in it. You think you're being healthy, but really what you're doing is creating this massive, huge spike in your blood sugar, putting you down a poor path to metabolic health. Slowing aging at the root of longevity exists stable blood sugar, low blood sugar, ability to metabolically switch.
While vegetables are considered healthy, there are some types of vegetables that Dr. Mindy has now stopped eating. First of such is potato.
Potato. Hopefully, if you followed me long enough, I am a huge fan of the sweet potato. I'm also a huge fan of making sure that you're eating a variety of potatoes. And here's why. The sweet potatoes of different colors and potatoes other outside of just the russet all have a resistant starch in them. And this resistant starch actually will go into the lower part of your large intestine and feed the microbes in your large intestine. A conventional russet potato grown from a conventional farm is going to be just a big starch bomb. And you're going to, same thing as the orange juice, same thing as the oatmeal, you're just going to see a glucose spike, and then you're going to end up seeing that glucose is going to dip, and you're on that metabolic roller coaster. If you had a russet potato from a regenerative farm, if you mixed it with a variety of sweet potatoes, that's what I do in my house. I actually will chop up all the different colored sweet potatoes, all the different colors of regular potatoes, put them together and bake them. Now we're working with a different avenue towards health. We're not depleting health, we're adding to it. And my blood sugar will stay more even that way. A conventional potato, not a lot of nutrients in it. You add margarine to it, which a lot of people are doing it, and now you literally are killing yourself.
Next food on the list will be a big surprise to you. Iceberg lettuce.
There's no nutritional value in iceberg lettuce. When I go to a restaurant and I ask for a salad, most of the time the salad will come with iceberg lettuce. There is very little nutrients in iceberg lettuce. And if you get it from a conventional farm, it's the same thing. So, or it's even worse. The ways that we are conventionally growing our fruits and vegetables are deficient in microbes, they're deficient in minerals and vitamins. Don't know a lot of regenerative farms that are growing iceberg lettuce. They're growing more of the mixed greens, more of the exotic lettuces, some of the new lettuces that are appearing. A salad appears to be healthy, but if you're doing it with iceberg, it's got no nutrients in it. A salad that's got all of these exotic lettuces and maybe some dandelion greens and some parsley and a lot of mixed greens in it grown from a regenerative farm, you can call them both salads, but they're completely deficient in how they're going to support your health.
Next food also may surprise you. When it comes to vegetables, don't eat just one variety.
Carrot sticks, and they reach for our celery sticks. And we eat these over and over and over again. These types of foods that are conventionally grown are not only not adding to your health, they are depleting your health because they have no nutrients. They take energy from you to be able to digest them. So they can tank your minerals, they can tank your vitamins. But the other part, and the reason that I'm bringing these two out, is what I find is that when you say to somebody, eat more vegetables, they go to these two. There is something called monoculture, where when we eat the same vegetables over and over and over again, we take our microbial diversity, we take our incredible health benefits of the microbes in our gut, and we start to create a subset of microbes that are flourishing, allowing the other microbes to fall away. You create a monoculture. When we look at what we need to stay microbial health in optimal order, which, by the way, your microbes in your gut support your immune system, they regulate your blood sugar, they give you neurotransmitters for your brain. It's really important that you feed them. We've got to open up your diet. Stop eating the same things over and over again. So if you've been eating carrots and celery for your whole life, it's time to try something different. Try some red pepper, some yellow pepper, eat the colors. Try some cucumber, try adding more salads, but let's stop eating the same thing over and over again.
Finally, the food we should avoid is bad oil.
Bad oils. So we've got to get the bad oils out and get the good oils in.
What are the bad oils? Here's the list.
canola oils, vegetable oils, cottonseed oils, corn oils, partially hydrogenated oils, sunflower oil and safflower oil, soybean oil. These are all harmful fats that cause cellular inflammation and they make you insulin resistant.
Then, what are the good oils?
MCT oil is good. Ghee, Andreas seed oils, olive oil, it's avocado oil.
If you have had a bad habit of eating, then you can undo the damage by doing the following 2 simple things.
How do you undo the oxidative damage? Intermittent fasting is one of the best ways to bring oxidative stress down. So if you are not intermittent fasting right now, if you have not adopted a lifestyle of intermittent fasting, now is the time to do it. Okay, second thing, exercise. So something as simple as exercise, especially if you're doing like high intensity exercise like we're doing in my Reset Academy, that will bring down the oxidative stress levels. It can help reverse the damage.